Green light, go, go, go.
Okay guys, this has been a lap of the Spa circuit in the Porsche 911 to GT3 for the special event. Take a look at the timetable. Wound up with a 2:18.6. I've actually gone faster in other runnings. I've done a 2:17.9. With the variation of this setup, this just feels so much more consistent than what I had been running originally. It was basically a roll of the dice whether or not it would actually go through Eau Rouge. I'm sure I could probably get this down if I sat there and worked on it, but I was more focused on actually getting something that felt decent to drive, because what I've been noticing a lot with these is that they're incredibly unstable on the rear. And a 2:17.9 puts me like in the top 100. I don't know how many people have participated or whatnot, but this to me does 2:18s all day long and is actually somewhat enjoyable to drive. Doesn't just understeer off the track everywhere. So let's go ahead and look at the setup here. We got all our tire pressures, trying to maintain 28 psi. I think that's around the operating range we want. Just kind of getting back into ACC. Once again, it's important to have the tire pressures up a little bit for Eau Rouge, as something I noticed. So they're pretty high up, and then they don't go over pressure towards the end of the lap, as we're not running a lot of brake cooling. The pressures can kind of creep up. 4, 4, 8, and 2. 8 is most power linear throttle map from what I've read, and then you can tweak these if you want more aggressive or less, obviously. Don't need that one. Mechanical grip, this is kind of the best settings I've found so far. I'm sure there's more in it. The bump stop rates are probably way too high, especially on the rear. But like I said, this was very consistent, which is what I was going for. Dampers, this is kind of, it's been, between this and Aero have been what I've tinkered with the most, actually, out of all of this. We've got the settings here, and then our Aero settings here. Increase the rear ride height, it'll kind of increase the rotation of the car, a little bit more unstable. I haven't liked the car any lower than 58 millimeters. That's about the lowest I've gone. I've run this all the way down at minimum ride heights, but that's the lowest I've gone and actually been able to make it through Eau Rouge consistently, flat out. We're running a lot of wing on this car as well. I've seen that the fastest guy, fastest time I've seen anyways, is doing 262 Ks down the Kimmel Straight, and I think on that lap I was doing 258, so losing 4 Ks, and I mean that could be exit of turn 1, or could just be scrubbing less speed through Eau Rouge or whatever. The guy's obviously very, very fast, so, but this is a pretty high downforce, I think. But like I said, stable, predictable, safe, as the setup would describe. It'll still bite you pretty hard. But yeah, anyways. Let me know what kind of lap time you can get with it. If you try this, if it helps you, if you do anything to it that makes it any better, feel free to share in the comments below. Kind of in this together, a little lost on where all the pace is, but wanted something that was fun and drivable. So if this helps you out at all, that's awesome. If you have any tips for me or any improvements you make to the setup, feel free to share them with us as well. But yeah, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next one.